Now, the second subtopic which we are going to study is that is your methyl benzene. And methyl benzene is your alkyl group which has been added to the benzene. So, this particular methyl benzene, if you talk about its molecular formula and some of the physical properties. So, if we talk about this, its molecular formula, we know that one hydrogen has been substituted by CH3. So, if we substitute one hydrogen, that means it is C6H5. And to this, if we add CH3, so its molecular formula will be your C7H8. So, this is a molecular formula for your methyl benzene. Okay. Now, methyl benzene, it normally exists in the liquid state. It exists in the liquid state at RTP. Now, talking about its solubility, because benzene is not soluble, it does not have any hydrogen bonding there. So, we say that is insoluble in water, right? And when you talk about the volatility, then all the organic compounds which have benzene ring, mostly all of them are highly volatile. So this is basically your methyl benzene is highly volatile substance. So these are some of the physical properties which are related to methyl benzene. Now we move on to the chemical reactivity of this particular compound, whose formula is C7H8. Basically, to the benzene ring, we have the methyl group attached to it. And we are forming it, we are preparing it, as we have studied already, from an benzene when it undergoes alkylation because of the Friedel-Crafts reaction in the presence of AlCl3, right? At RTP, we get any of the alkyl group attached to the benzene ring due to electrophilic substitution. It can, when the reaction of benzene take place with any of the haloalkane, if we are having methyl chloromethane, CH3Cl, we will be getting methyl benzene there, and it will be forming HCl along with that. So that is how we are going to prepare this particular substance. Now coming to the chemical property, when we move on to the chemical property of methyl benzene, then we should be understanding that one of the chemical properties will be because of the benzene ring. So if we talk about the chemical properties of the benzene ring, so it will be undergoing the electrophilic substitution reaction as a main key reaction because it has the benzene ring, and benzene always undergo electrophilic substitution reaction. The reason for undergoing the electrophilic substitution, we already are aware that it will not undergo electrophilic addition. Unlike any of the alkenes which have the double bond, the reason is because this delocalized ring, which is spread over 6 carbon, makes its weight stable. So disrupting or breaking this delocalized ring, it is going to cost its instability. So instead of breaking it apart, it undergoes a substitution reaction. So that is a characteristic reaction of the benzene ring. Now coming to the methyl group. Now, this is whenever the methyl group will undergo any chemical property. So that will be the property which an aliphatic organic compound undergo. Now, to try and recall now what methyl group can undergo. If it can undergo electrophilic free radical substitution reaction in the presence of UV rays when it undergoes halogenation. So when the halogenation take place, it can form a compound like where a benzene ring is definitely attached to it, but here the hydrogen can be substituted. One hydrogen at a time can be substituted by a chlorine. So we can get these kind of a compounds there. We can have CH2Cl, or if another hydrogen is being substituted, we can also have another compound like CHCl2 and so on, right? Until all the hydrogen are substituted. So this methyl alkyl group can undergo electrophilic substitution, and here it is going to produce lot of haloalkanes, isn't it? Isn't an haloalkane? So here now after undergoing the free radical substitution reaction, now these haloalkane are an excellent intermediate, and as you can recall that the haloalkane have lot of chemical properties. They were excellent intermediate to produce any other chemical substance, any other organic compound. Coming back to this particular reaction, that is the reaction of methyl benzene because of the side chain. So it can undergo a free radical substitution reaction in the presence of the chlorine, the presence of UV rays. right? So step by step, one hydrogen at a time can be substituted by a chlorine. So it can form CH2Cl, or it can, when further chlorination take place, right? So in the presence of again UV rays, so one more hydrogen can be substituted, and this time it can have CHCl2, and finally the last hydrogen is substituted there, and you'll be getting CCl3. Now, all of them are basically your haloalkanes. They all are examples of haloalkanes. And try and recall the reactions of haloalkanes. So, if we talk about this particular haloalkane, can it react with NaOH aqueous? Basically, this is known as hydrolysis. Okay, so the hydrolysis which a haloalkane undergoes, they will be giving you an alcohol. So if this particular compound will react with NaOH, so we will be getting an alcohol where CH2Cl2 will convert into CH2OH. The Cl part will be substituted by the OH part. So this is going to give us phenyl. It is going to give us phenyl methanol. So this is something very important, that benzene is undergoing the electrophilic substitution reactions. Okay, this is the same as the benzene was undergoing. But because of this alkyl group which is being attached, so first of all, it is going to give us the haloalkanes, and then once the haloalkanes are being formed, they can undergo their own respective nucleophilic substitution reaction. So these haloalkane will undergo the nucleophilic substitution reaction like any other haloalkane. So here is the first one, that when this particular compound, so CH2Cl2 will undergo NaOH, and you will be getting phenyl methanol. Similarly, the same reaction will also take place with water, right? So you'll be getting the same compound, but basically this reaction is going to be very, very slow, as we have seen in the case of haloalkane when we were doing AS. Now, similarly, the same haloalkane can also react with ammonia. Try and recall when ammonia, when you're using it, alcoholic medium, and when it was heated under heat and reflux. Okay, so basically the compound which was formed was amine. Similarly, this CH2Cl2 will also give us amine. So here we will be getting CH2, Cl will be removed, and the amine group will be attached to it, along with what? Along with HCl. So HCl will be given out. Okay, so this is going to be known as your phenyl methylamine, because methyl group is already there, right? So only the Cl has been substituted by the amine group. So this is a particular reaction taking place because of the haloalkane. Okay, we are using the phenyl because a bit of the I told you that in certain cases we will be using the word benzene, and in some of the cases we'll be using the word phenyl. So there is no restriction. We can use the phenyl methyl. Likewise, we are using phenyl methanol here. Similarly, we can use phenyl methylamine also. And whenever we have the phenylamine, phenylamine is a substance where the benzene ring is there and it is connected with CH2. So whenever we have an amine group there, we always call it phenyl. Okay, so we amine being used here, right? But with the carboxylic acid, we always use the word the benzoic acid. Sometimes we attach the name of phenyl, sometimes we let it go as a benzaldehyde or something of that kind. Okay, so with time we'll get to know whether to use phenyl there, or we have to attach a suffix to the benzene itself. That these are the reactions because of the haloalkanes, and these are all because of the CH2Cl being attached, and they are your nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now when NaCN will be reacting with it under alcoholic conditions, when you are going to heat and refluxes, this is extremely important reaction, because whenever the NaCN or KCN or HCN adds on react with either with the haloalkanes or with the carbonyl group, a carbon is basically being added. So whenever you have to attach or add a carbon to a chain, we always make sure that we convert either it into the haloalkene or we convert it into carbonyl group, because these two homologous series only reacts with either NaCN or KCN. And by reacting with NaCN or KCN, you will be attaching a carbon to the already present aliphatic chain. Is it clear? So this is an extremely important reaction. That reaction, when the schematic question where you see that A is forming B, B is forming C, and the difference between B and C is a addition of a carbon. Let's say there are 4 carbon in B and there are 5 carbon in C. So we have to ensure that how we can add one more carbon to it. That means somewhere it has reacted with KCN or HCN or NaCN. So that means B is either a haloalkene or it's a carbonyl compound, because then only it can react with any of these substances and a carbon can be added. So this is a very key reaction which you should be knowing, okay? Now further, when this reacts with when a haloalkane, which is this one, when it reacts with the NaCN, so it is going to give us a compound which is something like this. So CH2 remains there and CN is added on, and this is going to be known as phenyl. You have one carbon there, CH2Cl. So that is why it's coming from methyl group, CH3. So here the methyl group, one hydrogen being substituted by one chlorine. That is why the same name is coming. Had it been CH2C C2H5, we would have called it ethyl. You understand? So that is why we are calling it methyl, because you have one carbon only. Now the name for this is going to be phenyl, methyl, and nitrile. This particular group, again, in the haloalkane, we have seen this will be undergoing a hydrolysis process. So when it undergoes the hydrolysis, basically it converts into the carboxylic acid. So here the carboxylic acid is going to be CH2, okay? It's going to be CH2 and COH. Fine, CH2 and COH. So this is going to, because this is a product of the hydrolysis of the CN group. So this is what COOH. So this is going to be your product. Is it clear? So it's not only the methyl benzene we are going to study about its reaction. So the methyl benzene, because of the benzene group, it's going to undergo only the electrophilic substitution reaction, but the methyl group or any alkyl group, first it can convert into a haloalkane, and there are going to be series of reactions which you have to remember. We can connect it because a haloalkane has been formed. So this particular reaction, this particular, you have to keep in mind that the AS and A2 reactions, the AS reactions of the aliphatic organic compounds which you have learned, so they're also part of when you are studying about the chemical properties of any homologous series here. I hope this is clear. So we have to make connections every time we're studying, right? So here comes back your methyl benzene. Fine. This particular aliphatic or this particular chain or the methyl group will be undergo the same kind of reaction with any alkyl group will undergo. So first reaction, the chemical property we are going to study is the halogenation of methyl benzene. And this halogenation of methyl benzene depends on what chemical property or what conditions we are going to have it over there. If now, for example, if this methyl benzene is reacting with the chlorine under these conditions in the presence of AlCl3 or FeCl3, we call them a halogen carrier. Okay, if they are going to take place in the presence of this at RTP. Now, because of the methyl group, and the methyl group is actually electron donating group or electron withdrawing group, it's donating, exactly. Because it's an electron donating group, so that means the chlorine will be attached to either the second, fourth, or sixth carbon, right? So we can see that here the chlorine, because this is a condition. Now, depending on the condition, we know that whether the electrophilic substitution will take place or a free radical reaction will take place. Now, in this case, the chlorine is going to react with the benzene, the electrophilic substitution will take place. But if, for example, if the same methyl benzene, if it is undergoing a reaction with the chlorine and it take place in the presence of UV rays, at RTP, right? Sorry, in the presence of UV rays, right, with the chlorine, then basically the halogenation of methyl group will take place. Then the compound will be formed, that is going to be CH2Cl2. So we have to be very clear. We have to be very clear about the conditions. If the conditions are AlCl3, FeCl3, that means in the presence of a halogen carrier. So basically, the electrophile will be created, and that electrophile will be attracted towards the delocalized ring of benzene, and it will get attached to the benzene ring by the electrophilic substitution reaction. But if the conditions are these, then the methyl group will undergo the free radical substitution reaction. I hope I'm clear about the conditions there. So if the conditions are this, then the methyl group will undergo the reaction. But if we have a halogen carrier at the RTP, then basically the chlorine will be attached to the second or to the sixth carbon. We will be getting the same amount of, and what are these known as? These are known as isomers. Aren't they? Right. So these are the isomers, and we'll be getting the same percentage of isomers, 50-50% isomers we can have with the chlorine attached to the second carbon and with the chlorine attached to the fourth carbon. And along with that, we will be getting an HCl as a secondary product. Okay, if that's clear? Is it clear? Fine. Further, moving ahead now, they says that the chlorine with the chlorine substitution, they're talking about the electrophilic substitution. With chlorine, the benzene ring will undergo the electrophilic substitution into the ring, which give a mixture of 2,4 chloromethyl benzene and 4 chloromethyl benzene. So this is the first carbon to which the first substituted group was attached. So this is the second carbon, right? To the second, this is going to be known as 2-chloromethyl benzene. And when you number it 1, 2, 3, 4, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, it remained 4-chloromethyl benzene only, right? So we will be getting a mixture of both these substances. They both are said to be isomers. Now here they're saying that this particular reaction, if the methyl group, if the conditions are like this, if the UV rays, if the reaction take place in the presence of UV rays, then the chlorine will be reacting with the alkyl group. And this is how the haloalkane will be formed along with the HCl. And every time one hydrogen will be substituted by the chlorine, and you'll be get it's a chain reaction until all the hydrogen are being substituted, right? Fine. Proceeding further. Now, just like a benzene, they will also undergo the nitration reaction. Fine, they will also undergo the nitration reaction. The conditions are more or less the same. Okay, so when they undergo the nitration reaction, it's again the electrophilic substitution reaction there. And here the conditions are slightly milder. They're slightly milder. Now, instead of 55 degrees Celsius, they're using the room temperature, basically 30 degree. And we are going to use a concentrated nitric acid and in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, which is acting like a catalyst. The nitronium ion will be formed. And this nitronium ion will then get attached to the benzene ring, forming this particular compound. Okay, this is known as 2-nitromethylbenzene. Okay, so we will be getting 2-nitromethylbenzene or we'll be getting 4-nitromethylbenzene. Both are again will be considered as isomers. Okay, so the only slight milder conditions are being used here. So instead of 55 degrees Celsius, we'll be using 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, now coming the third reaction which they undergo, that is the combustion reaction, which is a characteristic reaction of all the organic compounds. Though this is not electrophilic substitution, it's a general characteristic reaction shown by all the organic. So whenever complete combustion take place, they give us carbon dioxide and they give us water. And again, in the presence of hydrogen, excess of hydrogen. So what happens here? The delocalized ring, it breaks down, it disrupts, and with every carbon, the addition reaction take place. So this is basically electrophilic addition reaction, which is also known as hydrogenation reaction. Okay, so this particular reaction will take place, and this is the compound will be formed. Till now, we have seen the reactions of methylbenzene. So now this is the last reaction which we are going to see, and that's an extremely important reaction, and that is specifically of the methylbenzene only. So this we can say it's a characteristic reaction. It's a characteristic reaction of methylbenzene itself, and it's of utmost importance, right? So whenever the benzene, if ever we get to know that we have to convert the benzene into benzoic acid. Okay, what is benzoic acid? Benzoic acid is with the benzene ring, we have a carboxylic group attached to it. Okay, so if the examiner ever asks us, or in a schematic question ever we have to convert any other compound with an alkyl group attached to it into the benzoic acid, or we can see to the benzene ring, COH is attached. So this particular reaction is extremely important because the benzene cannot undergo any kind of an oxidation reaction, but the alkyl group which is attached to the benzene, it can oxidize. Okay, so due to the presence of the alkyl group, this methyl benzene can basically convert into the benzoic acid, but you require a very specific condition to it. Okay, the conditions are that under the reflux and in the presence of alkaline potassium permanganate, not as well potassium dichromate, they require a strong oxidizing agent, that is potassium permanganate, KMnO4, and that also in the alkaline condition, that means sodium carbonate or something of that kind. KMnO4, it has to be in the alkaline condition, and which is later on diluted with sulfuric acid. So it basically oxidizes the alkyl group which is attached to the benzene into the carboxylic acid. So this is an extremely important reaction, right? So methylbenzene is said to be a very important intermediate which can transform either into the carboxylic acid, or it can give us the side chain. CH3 can give us the haloalkane, which can further transform into something very important. It can add a carbon to the chain by making it react with the NaCN or CN, or it can convert into amine group. So this is a very important intermediate. Because of this, we can, to the benzene ring, we can convert or we can add any other functional group. So here the oxidation of the side chain which is attached to the benzene ring, it oxidizes to give you COH, but the conditions are very important. Alkaline, potassium permanganate, later on you add acid to it, dilute sulfuric acid under heat and reflux. Now, normally the conditions are reflux condition because we know that this particular substance is extremely volatile. Volatile means it easily converts into the gaseous form. So we have to make it react with the reagents back again. So we reflux normally the benzene compounds there. So this is how the oxidation reaction take place. Now, very importantly, no matter whatever the alkyl group you have, in this scenario we have a propyl, 3 carbon alkyl group is there, so this is a propyl. So whether you have a methyl group, or you have propyl group, or you have ethyl group, or you have butyl group, all of them under these conditions will be oxidizing and they will be giving a carboxylic acid. Okay, so any alkyl group will be modifying into the carboxylic acid under this scenario. Okay, so this is a very important key reaction. So this is how we have this, all these other reactions of what you call it, methylbenzene. Now let's have a quick recap. When we talk about the methylbenzene, so the first set of reactions, they take place because of the benzene ring. So because of the benzene ring, they will be undergoing, you call it, electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, and those reactions are with halogens. Okay, they are with nitration and stuff, and they might be undergoing the alkylation and acylation reaction as well. So all the reactions which are because of the methylbenzene. Now, apart from that, the CH3 group which we have here, because of the CH3, or because these are because of the benzene ring, right? These reaction, these are your electrophilic substitution reaction. Now, because of the alkyl group which has been attached to it, they will be undergoing another set of reactions which can be your halogenation, but the conditions are going to be different here. It will be in the presence of UV rays, and they will be producing a haloalkane there. Now, when the haloalkane is produced, it will be undergoing all sort of reactions it has. Then, apart from this, they will be also undergoing an oxidation reaction in the presence of alkaline, what you call it, KMNO4, and later on a little amount of sulfuric acid is added and the reflux condition is there. So there the alkyl group converts into carboxylic acid. So here we are getting, on the halogenation, we are getting a very important intermediate, that is the haloalkane. So the alkyl group, it converts into an haloalkane like CH2Cl, or another hydrogen be substituted getting CHCl2, or we might get CCl3. And these all haloalkanes can further react accordingly. And this is another very important reaction where an oxidation of an alkyl group, any alkyl group, it will be giving us the benzoic acid. So that is the gist about the methylbenzene. Till here it's clear? Move on to one question. Let me give you one question, okay? And this question is, just give me a time. I'll write it down, the question on the screen, and we will be doing that. Okay, the question is that starting from benzene, okay, starting from benzene, you have to show by the synthetic route. Synthetic route means that you will, the A substance is going to be a benzene, and starting from A substance, you have to transform by making any intermediate. It's depend upon you how many intermediate you want to make, and you have to finally convert it into your 3-nitrobenzoic acid. This is your 3-nitrobenzoic acid. 1, 2, 3. This is your 3-nitrobenzoic acid, and into your 4-nitrobenzoic acid. So this is your 4-nitro and this is your 3-nitro. So either you have to convert into the 4-nitrobenzoic acid or into a 3-nitrobenzoic acid, and you have to let me know the what you call it, the synthetic route. How many intermediate and what intermediates and what conditions you'll be applying there. So I'm just giving you a 5 minutes pause. In the meantime, you work on it and I'll resume back onto the recording then. In both the process and first and second, we can only see there is a shift of NO2 there. Okay. In this case, the NO2 is attached on the third carbon, and in this case, it's attached on the fourth carbon. So there's a slight shift on the NO2 group there, and that is why we're calling it 4-nitro and 3-nitro. Now, the hint which I want to give you here is that we have done the electron donating group and electron withdrawing group, and depending on the electron donating and electron withdrawing group, the next groups, they come onto different carbons, right? If they are electron donating, then they come move on to the 2, 4, 6. If it is withdrawing, then they move on the next group, they move on to the third and fifth carbon. So keeping that in mind, you have to see to it that whether NO2 should be formed first or the carboxylic acid should be a part of that benzene ring first. Is it clear? So if the carboxylic group is attached to the benzene ring first, then the next group, which is said to be my NO2 group or nitro group, in that case, it will be attached to which one? Come on. In that case, the NO2 group will be attached to the third group. But if the NO2 group comes first, because that is my electron donating group, then the carboxylic group will be moving on to the fourth position. Am I clear? So that is the biggest hint which I've given you. So keeping that in mind, now give me the solution to this. It says that the name is itself saying it's 4th-nitro and the 3rd-nitrobenzoic acid. Okay? So if it is on the 3rd-nitro, so that means if it is on the 3rd-nitro, if you're talking about 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 3rd-nitro, that means this group has come first. If this group is coming first, then the next substituent group, because this is your electron, it's a electron withdrawing group. So it being a electron withdrawing group, that means the nitro group, which is your second group, which is attaching to the benzene ring, it will definitely being attached to the third and the fifth group. But if this group is the first group, this is the first substituent group and it's your electron donating group, right? So in this scenario, we know that if it is an electron donating groups, and they definitely the next group which are coming, this is your next group, it will be attached on the second, fourth, and sixth. So in this scenario, if you're making this, so NO2 group should be attached first. So NO2 should be attached first. But if you're making this, that means the COH group should be attached first. Am I clear? So this is the final solution to it, right? So in
Yeah.
case, okay, so this is how we'll be getting the two different compounds, which are different in the way that they are on the different carbons there. Fine, with that, we end up the class, and inshallah, we'll be having next class on phenol.